Top-down action games have always piqued our interest, especially when they are positioned with a heavy dose of combative carnage, and in this regard, the latest from developer Sabaka Studios does not disappoint. Thankfully, after releasing the action-filled title Redeemer for PC, the talented studio has reintroduced Redeemer for console with an enhanced edition. With a bare-faced approach to its meathead bromance breakup narrative, players are quickly thrown into this frying pan of creative killing by any means necessary. You play as Vasily, an extremely capable military veteran. Think Rambo on steroids on a quest for peace. For Vasily, this new discovered reality of peace comes in the form of leading a life as a monastery monk. In this new life, Vasily is learning how to turn off the PTSD suffered through war. However, just as Colonel Troutman found Rambo living peacefully for years in Thailand in Rambo 3, the clutches of war have unfortunately found its way to Vasily's would-be peaceful refuge, and immediately you are unleashed on your enemies. While the initial PC release of the game, which we have played, featured a rather thin affair, the enhanced edition spices things up quite a bit. Not only does the game look and play much better, with much more noticeable polish, the added creative kill touches certainly made my playthrough an enjoyable experience. If you're looking for a well-balanced and compelling story, this is not the place to be looking. However, if you are looking to tap into your inner war demon, then Redeemer will certainly scratch that itch for you aplenty. Being a top-down game, Redeemer does a stylish job balancing the player's understanding of the world around them without getting confusing. As a one-man juggernaut, Vasily, more often than not, can tear through the game's well-designed enemy models. And if things become too challenging, players are assisted with a jungle gym of environmental kill options to balance the scales. Seemingly, every inch of the Redeemer experience is kill or be killed, as progressively weapon drops start off with handguns, SMGs, and shotguns, to the eventual various assault rifles and some futuristic weapons with a more destructive kick. The more creative players can utilize the playing field to dispatch enemies, the more you will be rewarded by the game's progressive system. Increasingly, Vasily's attacks from punches and kicks, even the weapons and melee items used become more powerful. This becomes more necessary as the game becomes more challenging, the closer you push to its conclusion. With every intention of making the player earn their keep with each confrontation, melee weapons get worn out and weapon ammo is quite scarce. This balancing act of needing to utilize whatever is at your disposal is where the game truly shines. It certainly feels good mowing down enemies with your upgraded and powerful shotgun. However, that will be short-lived, as you may be forced to quickly use the nearby table saw. Since that will not be enough, next you can quickly grab a chair, fire extinguisher, or a chemical container before picking up the next possible weapon. This succession of brutal carnage is crazy fun. While weapons come with a limited ammo supply, weapons are scattered throughout. This sense of urgency as the combat intensifies made it hard to put the controller down. Redeemer is all about the player having a blast, destroying whatever enemy comes to deter you from your path. As mentioned before, the story here is B-movie quality, bridging the gameplay together. However, each story point is illustrated in a cartoon comic-like fashion. Redeemer's gameplay does hover around a repetitive process, yet thankfully the variety associated with the level design and enemy types as well as enemy attacks allows the game to maintain a fresh experience. Redeemer is quite enjoyable. The game's quick pick-up and play style, throwing you right back into the action, kept me coming back to realize the ultimate conclusion. So, it was no surprise that once it was all over, I found myself back into the action for a second playthrough. And there you have it.